Horoscopes, black cats, broken mirrors, knocking on wood, four-leaf clovers, superstitions surround us and guide many of our daily decisions. But why are we superstitious? Are you a superstitious person? Most of us are to some degree, some more than others and some less than others. Superstitious behaviors are everywhere. Each culture has its own. For example, in Chinese culture, cutting your nails at night is a symbol of bad luck, since you will attract ghosts. In addition, each individual can also develop personal and idiosyncratic superstitions derived from their own experiences. Among the good luck superstitions, we can find the four-leaf clover, at weddings, something new, something old, something borrowed, and something blue. Touching on wood, to cross your fingers, throw coins into a fountain, make wishes when you drop an eyelash, blow out a candle, or see a shooting star, and horseshoes. The bad luck superstitions in our culture are walking under a ladder, wearing yellow on stage, having a black cat cross you, spilling salt, breaking a mirror, opening an umbrella inside of a room. Superstition is the belief that one event influences another event in some way, without this relationship being demonstrated. How are superstitions created? Skinner's theory, operant conditioning. Beneath the superstition lies a very important phenomenon in psychology called operant conditioning, first mentioned by B.F. Skinner. Skinner conducted an experiment with pigeons that were fed food at regular intervals for a few minutes a day by a mechanism in their cages. What was observed is that the pigeons developed a superstitious behavior, believing that by acting in a certain way or performing some action, the food would arrive. By the end of the study, 3/4 of the pigeons had become superstitious. How did this happen? Why did Skinner's pigeons get superstitious? At the moment the food appeared, the pigeon was carrying out a behavior, quite random, for example, moving its head from one side to another. When the food appears, this behavior is reinforced or rewarded. In this way, the two events, food and head movement, are connected, making the pigeon believe that it is the head movement that caused the appearance of food. Then the pigeon will continue to move its head so that said food appears again. This is the same in humans. If, for example, during a romantic date that has been a success, I have worn a certain shirt, I can come to believe that it was the fact of putting on that shirt that has determined the success. Therefore, I will tend to wear that shirt so that all my appointments are successful. Although there is also another phenomenon, the confirmation bias, due to this bias, people tend to confirm our beliefs by paying attention to data in favor of them and ignoring the data against them. In this way, we will forget the times when a black cat crossed us and nothing bad happened to us, and we will remember more those times when a black cat crossed us and something bad did happen to us. Thus, the superstitious belief will remain. Why are we superstitious? According to a study from the University of Kansas, there are 3 reasons why people are superstitious. 1, to gain control over uncertain situations. 2, to reduce feelings of helplessness. 3, because it is easier to resort to superstitious behavior than to learn coping skills. How are superstitious people superstitious? According to these researchers, people who believe in fate and its control over their lives are more likely to be superstitious. Superstition is more common in people with external locus of control, that is, in people who tend to attribute the cause of what happens to the outside to other people, to the situation. Likewise, people with internal locus of control who assume they are responsible for what happens to them are less superstitious. Women tend to be more superstitious than men. This may be due to the cultural background of women traditionally confined at home, dependent on men. The lack of opportunity to make decisions and to have initiative has led women to perceive a lack of control over their own lives. Problems within superstition. Most of the time, superstition is not harmful in itself. It even helps us many times to manage anxiety. However, taken to certain levels, it can harm us. Superstition can create dependence on some object or amulet, which if we lose or forget, it can lead to an increase in our anxiety. If we usually take that precious object to important situations such as interviews or exams, the fact of not taking it with us can harm our performance, since we will think that we are not capable of doing well without it. Superstition can lead us to believe that certain pseudosciences and pseudotherapies work when they really don't. According to researcher Donald Saucier, there is something we can do to avoid superstitious behavior. Number 1, take control of your life. To avoid superstitious behavior, we must stop believing in bad luck and take control of what we do. Assume that we control situations. Sometimes we use bad luck to free ourselves from guilt. Number 2, be decisive and proactive. People who are less decisive, who find it difficult to make decisions, tend to have superstitious beliefs. Proactive people take control of their life, make decisions, and take initiative, are less superstitious. You are the one who creates good luck with your actions, not with rituals and objects. Number 3, avoid situations in which you depend on bad luck. Bad luck won't happen if only good things happen. If something bad happens and you call it bad luck, do it as a coping mechanism after the event has occurred, rather than before the event occurs. That's it for this week's edition of Feedback Learnex. We hope you learned a little bit more about superstitious and what it means to be superstitious. See you next week, Thursday night at 9:15 p.m.